Today's video is all about finish nail guns. What are the different types and what are they used for? The words finish nailer have two meanings. The first is a generalized term for any nailer used in finish work, like baseboard, casing, crown molding, wainscoting, and cabinetry. The second meaning refers specifically to nailers that shoot 15 and 16 gauge nails. And that leads us to the next word. What is gauge? Gauge is a measure of the thickness or diameter of a material. Gauge originated in the British iron wire industry in the 19th century. It was originally used as a way to identify the different wire diameters. It was not designed as an exact measuring system with equal values. For instance, a number 20 gauge is not half the diameter of a number 10 gauge. In the gauge system, the thickness or diameter increases as the number decreases. A 16 gauge nail is smaller than a 15 gauge nail. If finish nailer also refers to 15 and 16 gauge nailers, what are the other nailers called? Well, next in line, you have the 18 gauge brad nailer, followed by the 21 gauge pin nailer, then the 23 gauge headless pin nailer. Why do we have so many nailers? And do you really need all of them? When it comes to the 15, 16, and 18 gauge nailers, it mostly boils down to holding power and acceptable hole size. The 15 gauge will give you the most holding power along with the biggest hole. When using the 15 gauge in applications where you need better holding power, can't see the nail hole, or in painted applications where you can fill, you'll get the most out of the 15 gauge. If holding power isn't the main concern, but hole size is, like in stain grade work or installing smaller pieces, 16 gauge really comes in handy. If you're really concerned with the hole size and you're putting smaller decorative pieces in or nailing into different profiles, 18 gauge comes in handy. It also works well with tacking pieces or cabinets together before screwing. Next is the 21 gauge headed pin nailer. You might have noticed I don't have one here. This is a less common nailer designed to give you a smaller hole than the 18 gauge, but more holding power than the 23 gauge pinner. Last is the 23 gauge headless pinner. This nailer leaves the smallest hole and works great for small moldings like quarter round, cove molding, shoe molding, and it allows you to hold pieces together while gluing, but still gives you the ability to adjust. When working with pre-finished molding, this gun really comes in handy. Here's a look at the hole sizes made from the different gauges. You might have noticed I have 3 different types of nailers laid out here: pneumatic, battery, and gas. Pneumatic nailers are lighter, fire faster, and cost less, but require a hose and compressor to run, which sometimes can be very frustrating. I don't know what voodoo magic hoses are into, but they seem to always get stuck on something. Next is battery-powered nailers. I've always had good luck with these nailers, and not having a hose is nice. Here I have the Senko and DeWalt. The DeWalt has been with me for a long time and has done very well. The only issue I have with my battery-powered nailers are their weight. Carrying them around all day is not fun on the back, and consistently putting them down and picking them up isn't any better. Then we have the gas-powered nailers. The 2 gas-powered finish nailers I own are both Grex, the 18 gauge and the 23 gauge. They have both worked very well for me on multiple projects. The Grex uses a low-odor propane gas that delivers a lot of power. Sinking a 2-inch nail in oak is not a problem. They are also lightweight with a small frame, allowing them to nail in tight situations, which is ideal. The obvious objection, which I hear the most, is you have to buy gas cartridges, and this is true. But for me, I find the benefits outweigh the cost of the cartridges. The truth is, all 3 gun styles will work and get the job done. Which one you choose depends on your personal preference. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. The next video will show how to avoid blowout when nailing. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you next time.